Any others on this side, Mr. Price? Nothing today. All right, that's good. All right, any on my left?
Happy Friday, honored guests, and of course, to my Poly Parrot family. Today, I have the special privilege of introducing Sun Valley's very own John H. Francis Polytechnic High School boys basketball team. Can we give them a round of applause, please?
They're my family. They're my brothers. And that's all I want to say. And we're city champs.
And congratulations to all of you, and thank you, Councilmember Hutt, for bringing this presentation. I will note, members of the council, I keep doing that. Councilmember Padilla, thank you so much for this presentation this morning. And congratulations to Poly High. I will note, members of this council, we now have decathlon and basketball, I think, in something else that the Valley is winning in, so we all need to get our act together on this side of the hill to hold up our end of the bargain. But congratulations to you, and always know any Polytechnic student or Poly High graduate, you should feel, especially at home here in Los Angeles City Council, the greatest mayor this city has ever known and will ever know is a Poly alumni. So you are in good tradition with Tom Bradley and J. Paul Getty and Paul Williams and so many others in history. And thank you for the history that you're making for all of us here in the city of Los Angeles. Council.
Good morning, colleagues. To the Councilor Corps, our special guests, honorees, and friends, I'd like to welcome you to our celebration of Africa Day here in LA City Hall. Yes, a round of applause. Thank you, Madam Chief of Staff. Let's give it up for her again, please. Africa's workforce is expanding rapidly, and it's characterized by diverse, innovative entrepreneurial skills. I'm proud to next honor the U.S. Africa Institute. This is a nonprofit organization that has partnered with my office and others to bring college access programs, mentorship programs, academic support programs directly to youth in South LA. In addition to youth programming, the Institute also partners with a range of stakeholders, including governmental and non-governmental agencies, to promote democracy and public diplomacy. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Thaddeus Belay, founder and president of the U.S. Africa Institute.
Our very own Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. For more than 30 years,
Sorry for the interruption. Mr. Spindler, Councilmember Nazarian is in the middle of a presentation. You have disrupted that presentation. We've had to stop this presentation to warn you specifically. Do not disrupt this meeting again, or you'll be subject to removal pursuant to Rule 7, Rule 12. I'm sorry, Councilmember.
Thank you.
So, colleagues, thank you so much. And Mr. President, thank you so much for allowing me to do this quick little presentation. I'm waiting for honoree. He does not know that I'm doing this, but there's one person here, well, there's many people here that keep us and keep council on track and in order and advise us on what item we are voting on. And it turns out he got married and no one knew. Andrew, come here. So Andrew, I want to tell you how all of us appreciate all the work that you do here in council every day, and we want to present you this wedding certificate on your wedding in December. So congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Lee. I believe our next presentation will be brought to us by Council District 3, Mr. Blumenfield.
All right, colleagues, good morning or almost afternoon, everybody. I'm here with two amazing people. You know, last week, during announcements, I announced that we're doing the Canoga Park Parade, and I invited everybody to come. In fact, I've made that announcement every year I've been a council member, pretty much, making that announcement, hey, this great parade is happening, and I give you a little preview of that it's happening. thought it would be important to tell you a little bit more about the parade and the people who make it happen.
I'd like to ask at this time that we take 2 minutes to learn a little bit about them. If we can have the video play.
Good morning. I'll take the item and general public comment, please, and these nice pens that someone left up here.
Good afternoon. You have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thanks. So the item open for general public comment, it's a little confusing because it's listed differently on the paper agenda you printed, on the PDF online, and on the kiosk back there. So item 4, as printed here, says annual budget resolution for fiscal year 2025-26 to be submitted by the city attorney, city administrative officer, and chief legislative analyst. But on the kiosk, it says something about consideration of the mayor's veto, and then saying that she has until, I think it should say a date, but it just says XXXX to send a veto if she wants, and then council has so much time to respond to that. It's a little confusing. I didn't see a veto on the council file, so I assume that that item as presented on the kiosk is just acknowledging that the mayor has a certain amount of time to issue a veto after the vote. That would be stupid. Don't do that, Mayor Bass. What's with this council ignoring us? Can't they pretend to care? When we are speaking, they all just chat. That's if they're even there. Sometimes they leave the room. Sometimes they go outside. Sometimes they go in the back to hide. Council, how hard is it just to listen to your constituents when we speak? It's clear you don't care about what we say. You don't care about that. Marquise says no more. Telephone comment for them to ignore. Oh no, what do we do about the people who can't want to speak to you if they can't get to City Hall? They should be able to make a call. Accessibility should be the standard. Why won't Nithya Raman say a word? I'm actually in awe about how many of you were actually paying attention.
Good afternoon. Which items?
All available items and general public comment, please.
So you have 1 minute for item number 4 and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
So we had somebody up here earlier during the presentations, I believe the head of the DWP, who makes $750,000, I believe, a year. Don't quote me on that, but that's a big chunk of the budget for one employee. And I think she also received like a housing allowance, like a here's some money, go find yourself some place to stay type shit of like tens of thousands of dollars. And I think she might have been in here with like private security or something. Now, that's pretty wild. I like that the lights stay on, so maybe it's important that we keep her, keep that pussy wet in case y'all decide to fuck her like you did Chief Crowley. You guys put these women in charge when you know they're about to take a hit, and then you sell them up the river to save your own asses the way Karen Bass did to Chief Crowley. And you can shake your head all you want, but that's just what the fuck happened. Everybody saw it, Ulysses. Sorry you don't like the language. What's really sad and pathetic is that y'all can't even handle less than 1% of the city being involved with the workings of the place that they live. Y'all can't even process half of 1% of the city coming here. And, our president has a podcast. He gets to talk as much as he wants, and he silences the public, and that's really fucked up, I think just on a core principle level, that's like just kind of whack. The way y'all did Chief Crowley is whack. I'm never gonna let y'all forget that. It's really whack how y'all play women, and you can see how Karen Bass puts these women in charge, and then, the moment shit looking bad, she gonna, use them to duck the shit herself. I'm kind of at a loss for words. People come here and they sing and do a lot of silly stuff, but y'all should really listen to that shit, because the next level after that is like riots, and after that is like violence, and I don't have the time or energy and means for that, but the people
Next speaker.
Good morning, City Council.
Yes, and the item in general, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You lead this game. Public comment on 4 and then also public comment, please. 4 is about the budget. 3 things I want to talk about the budget. Mr. Blumenfield, if that parade is part of the funding, please continue it. I have been there since Miss Chick, so that's about 33 years. So it's one of the best events. Mr. Ratner and I did the cadet program for 10 years. Great people that you have supporting you on that. So I hope we continue with the parade. Secondly, the one is, it was on Channel 5, the shower program. It was called Hope or something, and it's in question. So I hope that you folks continue that, that wasn't cut, because it helps former gang members, and it also helps the homeless. The third one, one of our heroes, Mr. Rodriguez, Blinky Rodriguez, in Communities and Schools. Unless you know this gentleman and what he's done and who he's been able to reach, he's amazing. Let's go on to public comment. Ms. Parks talked about a line that traveling line that was taking place in her area, and then we had a scumbag back here. He called the people that were going to be riding that program, he called them peasants. He called them jailbreaking peasants. Mr. Spindler, they're not peasants. They're good people. I didn't hear these racists, while the African community was being honored, I didn't hear these racists talk about anything. So, have some balls. If you're going to talk about it, talk about people in their face. I know that, now I got to talk. I had a bus ready to take you guys up to Porter Ranch and have lunch at Lures. I'm taking my frickin' tie off, yes, because I want to be like you. I want to be productive, because wearing a tie does shit for you. No representing. Porter Ranch looks like hell. E.T. Park looks like hell. And if I gotta go on another star...
Speaker, your time has expired. Speaker, your time has expired. We need to move on to the next speaker. Mr. Candido, this is your first and only formal warning. You are currently disrupting this meeting, as we cannot move on to the next speakers. Do not continue to disrupt this meeting, or it will be subject to removal pursuant to Rule 7 and Rule 12. Good afternoon. You have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
So unfortunately, niggas, I learned that Ulysses Hernandez is hiding a Caltrans grant for removal of the encampments underneath Hoover, Vermont, and over on Normandy out the 10 freeway. I hope in that budget, Ulysses is going to tell us what she doing with that extra money that she got. That is according to a federal snitch yesterday in the courthouse. She's talking to the feds, right? So the deputy mayor for homelessness ratted out Ulysses Hernandez, but not, she ratted out that motherfucker Price as well. He got one of those grants. Tracy Park didn't get one. But Isabel Hurajo did. So you got to clean up all the homeless underneath the freeway, bitches, or you're violating the law. Now we get to the federal court. There's so many goddamn snitches last night. I was there at 8 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night. I saw the city attorney, and I said to the city attorney, to that bitch, that city attorney, I said, when the city council goes to closed session, are there any undercover federal agents in the closed session? She ran away. What's going on here? Are the undercover FBI agents recording your closed sessions? I happen to know for a fact one of them. So what the fuck is your problem, fool? What do you think you fucking with? One of the motherfuckers is over here, John Lee. If he has a cooperation agreement, he's recording it and giving it to the feds, right? So everything you say here, everything you do here got ears and's been leaked for the past 5 fucking years. So eat that, motherfucker.
Mr. Spindler, you've been warned already. Your time is over. Do not need to hear you anymore. Please vacate the podium or you will be subject to removal. Next speaker. Mr. Chair, just for the record, Mr. Spindler has been warned multiple times and has refused to comply with those orders. He is eligible for removal currently if you would like.
All motherfucking items and
1 minute for the
non-agenda
item
public
and 1 minute for
comment.
general public comment.
2
Go
whole
ahead.
fucking minutes. Now, I don't know what you don't know about city administrative officer, but I do know what a CEO is, because that dumb motherfucker by the name of Matt Zabel was bitching to David O'Carter this morning at 8 a.m. in the federal courthouse saying, I don't know shit, like the rest of you don't know shit. So you better cough it up. Where's ramen noodle and blah, blah, blimful? Get your ass to that courthouse and report to the analyst, chief administrator of the courts, because David O'Carter wants to know, why the fuck are you running with the facts and the truth when all it's about the budget? Didn't you fuck the budget up, Bob? Didn't you ramen noodle? And what about the rest of you dumb bitches like Padilla, cheerleader? Oh, give me a C, give me a U, give me an N, give me a T. What does it spell? Budget,
Okay.
budget, budget,
Okay,
budget,
before,
budget.
pause this time really quick. Before you continue, hold on. Your time is held. Please do not yell into the microphone. Again, I'm getting looks from the interpreters. They are wearing headphones and are just doing their job. So do not yell into the microphone. You know the rules. Go ahead. You have 1 minute for general public comment.
Now that we know the city attorney's in cahoots with silencing us, we know that there's some moles or some agents sneaking into your business, telling the judge, David O'Carter, and Heidi, what's her name? Heidi Attorney or Heidi the cunt, about the bad business of doing business in Los Angeles. Now, that's the reason why she ran away from Mr. Attorney. I won't quote his name, but he did tell her, you keep smoking scanning our ass, we're going to smoke and scan your ass all over the internet so the world knows what kind of cunt you're hiding behind those bars when you're singing, I wish I was in Dixie with Sambo's up there. Because you fools continue to lie to the federal court system. You continue to belligerently speak lies. So 42 U.S.C. 1983, on behalf of the Marines, hoorah, fuck you.
And your time has expired.
Talking about the budget, right? I was over at the federal court building listening on the Judge Carter case, and interestingly enough, we heard today through your very own mayor's deputies, not the one responsible for the homeless initiatives, but yet another deputy, that the city is in fact double dipping on what it's counting as units for all of the homelessness programs. And apparently those are all used as testimony today to justify a higher budget, even though none of those services were actually going to the people that needed them, wanted them, and could actually competently execute them. So that's what we have going on, and yet the mayor today still refuses and has been coaching all the witnesses to say there is in fact no budget crisis, but yet they're literally contradicting themselves on the stand. On the stand about lying that the city is not in crisis when it in fact is in crisis. That's what Judge Carter is hearing today, and I wanted to report that to this council. Going on general public comment, I just want to say hello, Heidi Boo. The reason why I won my case is because I caught her doing illegal ex parte communication, and that's why she couldn't get a conviction on me. Heidi right now is facing a very legitimate investigation. She knows she fucked up, and she knows that she's going to be held accountable for it. That's why I escaped. That's why no convictions. That's why no criminal history. That's why no fines, no nothing. And that's why Heidi Boo generally is scared shitless of what she did on that day. I went at the Sherman Oaks Homeowner Association meeting, at a public meeting. I recorded her, and I simply asked her about myself, and she was more than delighted to ramble on about how she knew it was a bullshit case, that she knew it should have never been prosecuted, and that she knew the city had many other priorities, and yet she went through with it anyway. And I caught her ass on a video recording doing all this shit. And so on behalf of everybody, I wish you well, Heidi Boo. I'll likely see your ass in court for that shit. And to that, fuck the city council.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you don't miss your no vote.
And Mr. President, I believe there are no other speakers. We have opened it up to everyone already.
All right. Councilmember Hutt.
We just want to say happy birthday to our budget chair. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. All right, any other announcements?